Fortunately, I've got both universal nut rounders here. Good morning. There goes the neighbor. I'm just getting to the farm here. We gotta get a little bit of stuff ready to go. Drop this seed tender and get my plot seed loaded up. Head to Berkey. Okay, taking the planter over to the field where I got to do that plot yet. Dad's gonna come pick me up with a truck, bring me back to the farm here, and we're gonna get him going with the field cultivator, and then I'll take the pickup back over to the field so that I got all my seed and stuff that I need for that plot. All right, we're getting that fuel pumped in the tractor. Couldn't find a fuel rock, so we got a fuel stick today. All right, we got quite a few of these changed here. Got any more? Okay, we got a few more in the back of the truck here. Our drag's caught. Like that. I think we wore them out. Okay, so before I start this plot, I've got to get some fertilizer in the planter tank and unhook this back one. So I'm pumping that up there now, and then I'll turn this thing around and get it unhooked so that it's a little easier to do the plot. Jack's here to help me, so hopefully this won't take all day. Okay, well, we're planting again. First 2 entries of the plot going in. This is gonna go okay. I don't think we're gonna take forever here to do this. It's only 6 passes, so we've only got to clean out 6 times. Really only 5 times, because the last time I don't care. I'm just gonna leave the stuff that's in there in and plant it out in the next field. So yeah, hopefully it goes quickly and smoothly and we're good. Guys, we're flying through this plot. I can't believe how fast it's going. We're down to the last one. We got to clean out, put 2 more hybrids in, and we're done with it. It's been an hour. I really thought this would take like 3 hours, so I'm thrilled. All right, this plot is done. We got the tank hooked back up. Got the planter all put back together. Those little elbows that go into seed units and the lids put back on. I'm ready. Fold her up and head back to Waldron. Big thanks to Jack today for helping me out with this. That went really, really smooth, and I think we did it faster than we were working the other day. So, yeah, thanks, Jack. And now we make the hour and 15-minute drive back west. It's 10:30. We'll get there a little before noon. All right, we made it. It's 11:45, or a little after, but close enough. We've got to clean the planter out, unfortunately, with the fields I think where we're going to end up next. I don't want to plant the variety that's in the seed tanks, so we're going to have to clean it out. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. I got to figure out, I got 1 field that's been worked up and is ready to go plant. I've got another one that I might try and just go plant it without working it. It was prevent plant last year that I think it might go. So I got to figure out which one of those 2 I want to go to. Neither of them are getting the variety that's in the planter, and so yeah, we're gonna clean out, figure out where to go, and then load up, and hopefully be planting here in a couple hours, we'll say. All right, well, that's what was left in the planter. Should be about half a box worth. But I got that done, so we are ready to load it up, but I got to figure out where we're going to go and plant before I decide what to put in there. So Dad is not back yet with the field cultivator. He was going to do a little bit of field cultivating down there on the one farm, go over it a second time. And he can't go as fast as I can, so he should be back relatively soon, but I don't know when exactly. So we're going to go look at one of the fields that it was prevent plant last year. We had a cover crop in it, and I think we'll be able to just plant it, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're gonna go look at it, see if it's dry enough, one, and then see if the field next to it that's kind of getting some of the same hybrids and stuff will go. And if they will both go, then as soon as Dad gets back, I'll send him to the other one with the field cultivator. We'll try and get those done today. I wanted to take the gator to go check these fields, which is down here in my seed warehouse. We've got a mess to clean up here. We got empty plot seed. We got field signs came the other day, empty boxes. I had to make a mess of that stuff over there to get to some stuff the other day for a customer. We need a day off to clean this stuff up. So this is the field that was prevent plant last year that I'm thinking about just planting it. You can see there is a fair amount of residue, although here not so bad, but up on the high ground. The river is right over there, and this is some of this floods. It is dry enough. I just was wondering if it was smooth enough to plant it without working it or not. And it's sort of rough going across the rows, but when I go with them, it's not too bad. So I think I'm going to try and just plant this. This is a situation where I wish my planter had row cleaners, and it doesn't, but we're only talking about 60 acres here. I think it'll be okay. So, but you can see all the residue we got here left over from our oats and radishes. Some of these are quite large still, but they're dried out and soft. There's not really anything to them. So I think I'm gonna just get the planter. I'm gonna call Dad and just confirm with him that he's okay with that from a weed control standpoint, because there's a lot of weeds growing out here. But if I can just plant this, that opens up quite a bit for me to get done here. So man, look at that, crazy. Okay, I got the fertilizer loaded up that we need. I'm putting seed in now. I'm using up what was left of a box that we already took out of the planter from another field. There won't be enough here to plant all of this, but we're going to use it up first. The nice thing about only having half that box there is I can see how much is left. Makes it a little easier to try and get them even. All right, well, planter and fertilizer are loaded up. I fueled up the tractor, and I got my seed tender ready to go. I'm going to need it down to the field here in a little bit. Kind of going through some mismatched hybrids, using up all the full season stuff here, the 109 and 10-day stuff. So yeah, I was right, 2 hours. It's about 1:30 now. Change of plans already. Jack pulled in right as I was walking out to the tractor there, and so I'm going to take my seed tender down to the field where we're planting, and I'm going to need it later, and he's going to pick me up, and then I'll come get the planter. That way I don't have to worry about trying to get Dad to come pick me up or something later. Okay guys, we are planting. This is interesting. I don't plant into this kind of soil conditions very often, where it's kind of that stale seed bed, really a lot of residue, trashy stuff. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes here. I'm gonna have to get out and dig in a minute and make sure we're putting the seed in like we want it to. All right, we got the end rows done. Let's get out and dig a little bit, see what kind of a job our planter's doing in this ground. It is making a lot of nice loose dirt. That is the good thing about them no-till colders. And we got moisture down there. Right there's our seed. Plenty deep, about 2 inches, maybe a touch over, but that's okay. Yeah, it looks all right. Ground is sort of hard to the sides, but I don't think it's sidewall compaction. It's just because it's not loose and I'm not used to it. So yeah, that looks all right. I think we're doing good. 65 acres, I think, here. We'll keep plugging away. Oh yeah, before I forget, last night on my live stream, a couple of you had said that Brian from Brian's farming videos had given me a shout out in one of them. I watched pretty much all of his videos, and I don't know how I missed that, but if somebody could tell me what video it was in so I could go back and see it, that'd be awesome. Thank you. All right. I'm tired, but I ran out of seed, so I'm folding up the planter and going to fill her up here from the seed tender. Well, kind of fill her up. I'll show you what we're doing in a minute. Okay, so I got those two partial boxes there. They're different varieties. We're going to put one in one side of the planter and one on the other side. So we're going to do a little split planter here. And we'll see how far it goes. I like doing that sometimes because it lets me test stuff. And it's kind of like a replicated plot if you ask me. But I don't know. Hopefully they're about the same amount from each of those boxes. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll see how far that goes. If we happen to run short, I threw in a bunch of the half-open or half-empty plot bags from the other day, so we'll just start throwing that stuff in to get rid of it. Okay, things are still rolling along pretty well. This is planning a lot better than I anticipated. We'll consider it a successful experiment so far. We'll see what the corn looks like when it comes up, but going pretty well here. I think one of my boys is going to come ride with me here for a little bit. Everybody say hi to Brayson. Can you say hi, Brayson? No? You're going to be shy? You've never rode in the tractor with just me and you, huh? We always have Mommy with us when you're riding. Oh, yeah, Daddy's gloves are down there. What do you think you're getting? Yeah. That? Yeah. Oh, you want one? Yeah. How did you know those were in there? Should I open it for you? Are you going to share with me? Yeah. Oh, that's nice. There you go. Is that yummy? Everything. We've just got to play with everything, don't we? Yeah. Yeah. We got one more round to make and we're done with this field. Okay, we finished this field. I got the planter all folded up. We didn't have much seed left, and we got to go plant that field right over there. There's 15 acres there, but we're not going to be able to plant 15 acres, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I didn't have enough seed to do that, so I'm throwing in the planter what I like to call my plot mix. Basically, it's whatever was left over from the test plot the other day, and it's a mix of a whole lot of different varieties. We just plant it and let it go, and hopefully this will be enough to plant what we got to plant over there. Okay, well, my iPad got commandeered. Apparently planting corn's not very exciting, so he wanted to watch YouTube, which he was crawling all over me anyway, so at least he's sitting still. Right, Brayson? Yeah. So this field here is a triangular shaped field. Obviously we've got the road on one side, the St. Joe River runs on another side, and there's a creek that runs over here on an angle and cuts this field into a triangle. It also happens to flood very easily and frequently. This field has probably got standing water in it, and that hole in front of us 6 months out of the year. Like, it's still wet on top, but the water is gone just in the last 3 or 4 days. So it's about as dry as it ever gets. I have worked all the way through that hole before, but not very often. So we're gonna plant what we can. Clearly some of that is too wet, and we're gonna stay out of it because I'm not getting this tractor stuck tonight. And then the rows get super narrow, short at the back of the point there where the river and the ditch meet, and so it should go fairly quickly here. Well, we're down to just about 2.5 or 3 acres in this little field. We're getting into the point here. We're getting awfully close on seed. My low tank warning light is on. Yeah, let's come close. You gonna say hi? Hi, Daddy. What are you doing? Brother? Yeah. Brother's not in there. Who is that? Brother? No, Brother's riding in a different tractor, isn't he? Yeah. Who's Brother with? Tractor. Who's Brother with? Car. Do you know No?
Name.
You don't know a name?
Yeah.
Who's brother riding with?
Brother.
Is he with Grandpa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the rows are short enough now. We got like 2 more passes maybe. If I run out of seed, we're gonna leave it. So I think we're gonna make it though. Do you want to say hi, Noisy? No. Aren't you gonna even look? We gotta turn. We gotta turn. What? You want that light on?
Yeah.
Why do you want that light on? There, it's on. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
You make this more difficult. You're gonna fall off that seat. Yeah. See, I told you. We made it. And we only ended up planting around about 1.3. Yeah, 1.25 acres or so. So there wasn't that much of a wet spot to plant around, which is good. I'm gonna take the tractor up here by the road. We're gonna park it. My truck is just across this ditch. In that first field we did, I'm gonna take Brayson and my seed tender back to the farm, unhook that, and take the boys home. And Dad's finishing up working that field behind us across the river. So then we're gonna load the planter up and go plant that tonight yet. Well, we just got Rylan from riding with Grandpa. Did you have fun with Grandpa, Rylan? No. Brayson, did you have fun riding with Grandpa? Yeah. He's just finishing up doing some end rows here. All right, we're gonna take these 2 back home to Mom for bed. And then we're gonna go get the planter, load it up, come to this field. It's gonna be a late night. All right, I made it back to the tractor. Got a quick bite to eat, dropping the boys off. And we're gonna go load up. Well, we didn't run out of seed in that little field, but boy, we didn't have any extra, did we? Wow. We're down to 2.5 boxes of seed to plant. I think I'm gonna run a little short, which was kind of intentional. That was the plan, to be a little bit short just in case, or just so I didn't have a bunch extra, because last year I had to carry over about 10, 12 bags from last year. So I wanted to be able to get everything used up, and then I've got extra down in my seed warehouse. I'll use what I need to when we get down to the end there, but we're getting there. Okay, well, I made it down here and started planting before it got dark, which is good. I got some of my end rows done, at least in the daylight, which is always a good thing. We've got about 70 acres left to plant. That should take us 3.5 hours. It's almost 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's probably going to be 1 o'clock before we get done with this field, but that's what it is. Also, that sound there, my fertilizer monitor, that spur gear that we rotated and made it work is acting up again. I might have to change it because it's not working. It's supposed to be putting on 17.5 gallons and we got 8 right now, so yeah, that's a problem. I do have the new one, we just haven't put it on yet because this other one was working, but now we might have to do it. All right, well, I got the old one off here. She's stripped out pretty good. Here's the new one. Turn some light on so you can see. And apparently when I was working on this before, I was not smart enough to remember to put the tools in the toolbox on the tractor, because for some reason this pump has all standard bolts and not metric like the rest of the planter. Come on. So when I was at the shop, it was no big deal. Out here in the field where I don't have access to them, it makes it a little more difficult. Fortunately, I've got both universal nut rounders here that I was able to get this little one off. And this costs about 10 cents, not $102. So if I destroy it getting it back on, no big deal, as long as it holds. All right, I got it in there, it's snugged up. Plug her in here. Oh, it's adjusting, it moved. So I think we got her fixed. That's a good deal. Was just planting around that wet hole there, and I noticed that the balls on my fertilizer flow meters were hanging a little bit low. So I'm wondering if my filter is getting plugged. So I'm gonna check that. Gotta shut our valve. Take this cover off. Yeah, there's a bunch of crap floating in there, so we're gonna wash that off and clean it out. That should fix it. Whew, man, it's getting pretty cold out there. My poor little cordon seeds are not going into ideal conditions here, at least as temperature is concerned. Hopefully our beans are still alive in the morning. I'm really not worried about the corn. I am worried about those beans that we planted early because it's supposed to get down to 28 tonight. That's pretty cold. We'll find out. And cleaning that filter did fix my fertilizer there. They're floating where they're supposed to now. Update time. It's midnight, a little after. We've got about 8 acres left. We might get home before 1 o'clock, so that's good. What are we up to? 70 in the field here. This field's kind of weird shaped over here on this side. So we've got this, the river runs along this side here, and then there's a big wet spot we kind of farm around. So we got a little bit to fill in there and a little bit to fill in up at the front. The road's up on this side, and then we'll be done here. All right, we made it. So what time is it? 12:30. We did pretty good. We had a good day. For where we started out, down to Berkey, doing that plot that I thought was going to take forever, and we got it in pretty quick. And moving back, you know, we really got started planting about 2 o'clock, and we still planted 165 acres today. So that's fantastic. I was doing some math a little bit ago. We are there. Now you can see me. We are down to less than 400 acres of corn to plant and about 250-ish acres of beans. So home stretch. Really could be done in 2 days. Looks like we're going to get tomorrow, and then it's going to rain on Sunday. So we won't quite finish before the rain, but that's okay. We're getting really close. Yeah, so I'm going to run this tractor back to the farm, shut her off, go home, sleep, and we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. I'm sure it'll be early. It's going to be another short night. The hours are starting to add up for the week here, but that's okay. Like I said, planning is a sprint. Short and fast and long hours, and that's okay. So have a good night, everybody. Hit the like and subscribe buttons for me, please. And check back tomorrow, because we'll have another video out. See ya. Oh man, it's cold. I have a feeling there's going to be ice on my windshield in the morning.